Hello everyone, this is Professor Kent, and today's recording is to go over chapter 3. In this chapter, there's two parts of the chapter. One is to develop your skills, and the second part is to reinforce your skills and apply your skills. So, develop your skills are similar to reinforce your skills and apply your skills. So, since I'm working with Beautiful Bloom Floral Company, I will not be doing the develop your skills. That you can do it on your own with a sample company. I'm only going to work at where the reinforce your skills and apply your skills. I am going to go to chapter 3, and we are going to be doing the first reinforcement your skill 3.1. It is to record a payment. The owner, I'm just going to read the question as we go, and it says Melanie left a rental agreement on your desk, and it is for storage unit for 3 months. She used a check number is 1021 to pay 220 plus tax to Taurus Lock and Star. In this case, I already have because I use this company for in the classroom, so I will go into new, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a check. When you make a check, you will be making a check, and when you, for your case, you're going to say add new, but for me, I already have the supplier, so you're going to be first adding a supplier by clicking on add new. I already have it. I am going to pick that supplier from there. So we're going to be writing a check, and the check number they told us in the question is 1021. And what are we doing is we're paying for in this case we're paying for the prepaid expense account, and the date was the 26th, and it is March, so you're going to select the date, and it is for 26th, date of March 22nd. So that's the date, that's the check number. And what we needed to do is we needed to see what we are charging. In this case, we're charging it to a prepaid expense account. Let's go to prepaid. So if you, I'm just going to write because we have a lot of accounts, so we are going to charge it to the prepaid expense account. And what are we doing? The description will be we're paying for 3 months storage unit. So I'll just put 3 months storage unit, UNITS, and the amount here is 225, and we have an HST on it. Let's do the HST, and the amount should be 254.25. You can also change the description to what they told us in the book, which is the month of April to the month of June. That's what they're saying. So this is the first one that we had to do. Now we are going to save this, of course, save and close. And then the next one is, I already have it, but I'm going to be doing it as we go. The next step is to create a account, and the account is name of the account is renovation, and it goes under the property, plant and equipment, and the detail type is improvement. How do I create account? Again, you're going to go to the setting, you're going to go to chart of accounts. I already have it, but you're going to click on new. What I am going to do is I'm going to click the account that I have. In this case, it is a renovation. So I created it. I'm just going to do it. I am just going to edit it so you could see it, but you're going to be creating the name of the account will be renovation. It's a property, plant and equipment. It goes under the leasehold improvement. That's what's going to be. So this is, I am going to, of course, you save and close. You're going to, if you were to do it, you're going to create new. That's what you're going to be doing it. You will be creating a new account. But at the end, I'm just showing you my account was already created, and I wanted to show you the name of the account, the type, and the detail. That's what you have to do. And our next step is to create another one, which is going to be I forgot to tell you guys, so let me show you this. We wanted to track it for our depreciation, so that's this. There's a box here that comes up when you do a new. So done that. Now our next step is to create a check, and this check is for to pay the solo construction. So that's what you're going to do, is you're going to do a click on new, and from there you're going to do a check. Again, you'll be creating the new supplier. If you create a new supplier, you have to add it, but I already have the supplier. It is called Solo Construction. That's what it is. And the date of this check is, I am looking as we go, it is the 22/03/26, which is good. This is the check number, and when you're doing the category is renovation. So I am going to put, so again, renovations, and that's the account. And then what we have to do is we have to say the remodel. They asked us to say remodel of reception. Remodel of RECEPTION reception area. That's what we're remodeling. That's my description, and the amount is we were told it is 5,000, and it has HSTs on it, but then for this renovation, what we're doing is we're paying for a liability. Again, if you don't have an account, you have to add it. In this case, it is the name of the account is TD Reno. You have to create this account if you haven't created it. So I'm just going to put it TD Reno. So this is a long-term liability account, and what we are doing is it is a Reno financing. And the amount is, we are negative 5150. We're getting money, and then from the financing, and we're paying for it. And then we're going to say there's out of scope for this, so then the check payment will be only for $500, because the rest is coming from our TD Reno loan. So that's what the next one is coming from. Again, the next one is which is your reinforced skills 3.3. It is to set up a petty cash account, and I already created the petty cash for me. In this case, it's a bank account. I'm going to save and close. Sorry, no, I don't want to close it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to chart of account. The first thing you're going to do is create a chart of account. In this case, we are creating account. It is called petty cash. I hope it's not going to close on me. I already have account petty cash, and I'm going to edit it, so I will show you what it is. The name of the account should be petty cash, type is bank, and it is cash on hand. So that's the account that we created. And now we are going to be, first you have to create account, and then what we're going to do is we are going to be paying taking out of money from our bank account, and we're putting it into the petty cash. So that's what it's going to be. When you create account, it should look like that. So I will save it. Now what we're doing is we're paying for an expense. So I will create it, and then we're paying for an expense. Who are we paying? We're paying a cash. In this case, you will create a new account, and that will be for the payee as cash. And this is, you want to add a new, I'll say add a new. We're taking it out of the prepaid account, and then I'll just say save it. So now it's from the TD account, and when are we making this payment? The payment is for 23/03/26. The now the category is for petty cash. We already created it. If you already created it, it should come up. And what are we doing here? We're establishing a petty cash. To establish a petty cash, we're going to establish a petty cash, and the amount here is $50. When you do that, and it is in this case there is no taxes, so we say out of scope for the taxes. So it's for $50, and they told us to create this, and this is cash from the operating account. So this is what we did. So now what they're doing is this is the first we had to create an expense for $50, and then the next step they're asking us is we have to complete this transition again using the transfer of transaction to understand both how it works. So now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to do a transfer. So I am going to save it here, save and close, and I am going to go new, and I'm going to show you how to do a transfer. It is right here, the transfer. And what are you going to do? You're transferring the funds from which account? From the operating account to the petty cash. Where's my petty cash? Is right here. The amount, and we're asking you to this question is asking you to transfer the 50, and it is on the $23. And of course you could do the memo to make sure that you are what are you doing. In this case we are doing establish petty cash. So that's what we did. Now what we have to do is we have to save and close. So that's what they're asking you to do, save and close. So we have done the steps. Now our next step is our next step is to run the financials. They're telling you how to run the financials, and we're going to show you what your balance should look like. But at the end you're going to run the financials, which you are going to do a standard reports. You're going to make a custom reports. What you're looking for in this case, first thing you're looking for is profit and loss. What you're going to do is profit and loss by month, by group, by comparison, for details, whatever you find it. That's what your professor is looking for. That's what you're going to be doing. You could do quarterly, which is January, February, March. You could do that. Let's see if I could do quarterly, whatever they're asking you to do. But you have to tell the computer we are doing it from January 26th to March. Let's do that. You can put it in March 31st, and it is for the 26th. I am going to, let's do that. No, sorry. Well, let's put the custom date. I'm gonna put the custom date to 0. Sorry, the custom date will be 01/01/2026, and then I am going to go to I want it for the March. That's what the question is asking. So either you use this, or you could March 31st, or you could just type it. That's what it should look like. Your total income should be 225. Your gross profit, your expenses are 2,500, and your when you go at the bottom, your profit should be minus 1,525. And then what you're going to do is this is what you have to submit. And then I'm going to go to the you could save it, or I can just close it. I'm not handing in for anything. The other thing you wanted to do is you wanted a balance sheet, and the balance sheet should be you could do it for as of whatever date you're looking for. You could just say this quarter date. But I needed to change the date to March 31st. Because my year end is March. I'm doing it for the March. So you could, whatever your professor asks for, that's what you should be doing. So I just wanted to show you the number. The number should be 685. Your total current assets are 6727, and your total assets are 1627, and then your assets are equal to your liability. So these are the two things they ask you to do. Again, it is reinforcing skills 3-4, and that's what you're asked to do. Now we're going to go to apply your skills. So when you're applying your skills, what they're asking you to do is they're asking you to do a couple things. So I am going to show you what they're asking you to do. It says prepaid store rent. You have to create an expense journal, January's entry, and set up a remaining 5 months paid with check 1005 on the 31st 12026, and then they're asking you to set up 3 months expense, and they want you to begin doing it. So in order to do that, they're asking you to do journal entry first, then do a recurring transaction. That's what they're asking. So I'm going to show you both. If you have problem with it, you could go back to the book and develop your skills. I'm only going to do what is the book is asking you to do. So I'm going to click on this. I will have to do a journal entry. The journal entry date is 31st/01. So I will go to January 31st 2026, and the journal entry 1. And what we are doing is, the first one is rent or a lease. What we are doing is, again, you create a new account if you don't have it. In this case, for me it is, I already have it, but if you were to do that, it's an expense account. So that's what you did. I did already in my classroom. So that is a rent or a lease payment. That's the name of the account, and it's an expense. So when you do that, we have a debit. Of course, journal entry have a debit and a credit. The debit amount is 550, and then what we are doing is we have to write the description when you're doing it to the reallocate monthly store rent. So we did that. Of course, we can do it in the same line. You debit first and then the credit. In this case, we will be taking it out of the prepaid expense. Prepaid expense account, and that's 550, and it will be the same thing what we did. So now this is the first thing you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing a journal entry, and then we may have to make this entry as a recurring entry. How do we do that? When you do a recurring entry, we have to go to, at the bottom of your screen, it says make a recurring transaction, because we wanted this to come every month. In order to do that, you have to do recurring transaction. So we have to name the template. So it will be, if I already have it, this should I'm doing it as doing it before with you guys, so you do it. Rent expense, we have a schedule, and what we're doing is, when do we want it to be reminded? Monthly, day, first day, last day. It will be the last day of the first month, and we have to tell the date. In this case, the date will be 2026, and it is starting on the February. I always like to go to the calendar, because calendar is always easy, and then we are going to do by, and when it's the end date will be the month of June. So let's go to month of June 30th, and this is the transaction. And what I wanted to do is, I have to save the template. So that's what we have to do, save the template. You do the journal entry, and then you have to save the recurring transaction. So that's the first step, is asking you to do. So now I have to save the template. It's saving it. Okay, well, the thing is, I already had it before, so this is just setting up new. So I already did it before, so that's what you're going to be doing. But for you, it's going to let you do that. I already did it in my class, so this is the first one. So I will just close it. I will just clear it, because you want to clear the transaction. You know what, let me just save it. I'll just put store rent one. It doesn't really matter. So but yours will be store rent. So that's what it does, and it's saving it. So now if I were to look at the next step, the question is asking us to do another recurring journal entry. So when you're doing a recurring journal entries, I will have to look at it here and then see if there's any recurring transaction. It's not going from here. I could go from another route. Let's take it from the other route. I will do the dashboard first, and I'll just do home. So just clear out everything. If you go into my gear, and let's look for recurring transaction, and I needed to do, so there it is. I had it before, but I did another one. It doesn't really matter. So if I were to do this, I could create another one. I could do a new one. You could do a new, and then you could do a new journal entry, or you could do new journal entry. That's what you are going to be doing, and I'm going to do new journal entry. I will say okay. In this case, the template will be store rent, store rent, and I'm just going to call it one, but with you could just do one. You just do store rent. It should let you do that. And what we're doing is we are going to do the last day, and the entry will be for $75, and it's saying every month, and we want, this book is asking you to do it from April 30th. So I have to go to the date, April 30th, and it is 26th, and by and I have to end date is June 30th 2026. I'll change the year, June 26th. June 30th 2026. This should be also 26, and it should be April 30th. Let's do April, month of April 30th. Come on, the date should be 6. Oh, sorry. April 30th, and then the year should be 26. So when you do that, and I needed to do an entry to debit, will be rent. I will just do rent or a lease, rent or a lease payment, and the debit will be for $75 because they're asking you to do it for the other 3 months. So let's do that, and the description will be to reallocate monthly storage rent. Again, mine is storage rent 1, for yours will be store rent, and the second one will be prepaid expense, prepaid expense, and it is a credit, and that is for $75. So we are done, and I am going to save the template. So I am going to save it now. C is saying that I read the recording start date cannot be before the date. Of course, that should be the 26th. I don't know why it does that, do that. April. There, I will save the template. I will say. Now, of course, I kept these two. Of course, you could do the other one. I also have a template for the loan, and that's what they're asking you to do for the next one, for the loan. But I'm just showing you, I'm redoing this for you. So in my case, it's a store rent. For your case, it'll be store rent only. I have a 1, you don't have a 1. Now the next step is asking you to do as a transfer the payment. That's what they're saying. TD Bank will begin automatically deducting the loan payment on 15/4/26 to record the 2006 for April, and then set up 24 months payment payable 15th of each month. So I already have set up a loan payment, but I had to do the first one. I needed to transfer. I am going to click on the transferring from the operating account, and we're transferring it to the loan that we borrowed for our I'm just going to put TD Reno loan, and the payment that you are making is for 2,206. Make sure your transactions are on the right date, and it is, they told us it is April April 15th. So that's what it is. Now you could make a recurring transaction. That's what you're going to be doing. But I already have it for you. You're going to be selecting it, and you're going to make a recurring. You're going to do recurring transfer. That's what you're going to be doing, a recurring transfer. So you're going to click on. I didn't want to do it, but because I already have it, but I will do it because I'll keep it as a one. So make a recurring transfer. The template will be, in this case, I'm going to do loan payment, and I'll delete the other ones. It's not going to let me save it. I'm going to do one, but for you, you're only going to do a loan payment. Everything is you're going to do. It says 15th of every month, and starter date is 15th of May, 15th, and it is 26. Oh, come on, May 15th, and the date, it's not letting me do the 26th, and then we're gonna do it after 24. So that's what they're asking, every month for 2 years. 24, that's what the question is asking you to do. And the transfer fund to the Reno, the amount is this. So what you have to do is you have to so now you could put also memo to remember for monthly loan payment. I will save the template. Oh, my spellings are all haywire. Loan payment. Again, this is done. I already done it with my class, and I'm just recording the video for extra help. So it'll be a payment. I will save the template, and then it says recurring cannot be before. Of course, that was 26. Come on. And I will save the template. There we go. Now we're gonna do is the next step is apply your skills, and we're doing apply your skills 1. So again, I can see if I could delete this. I'm just going to delete. And I will do another one for the insurance later on for the lease payment. So the loan payment one. So I will just do this, delete it. Yes. So you're gonna have store rent, you're gonna have these ones. So that's what it. So we have another one, insurance. I will see when we created that, and I will delete this before I get there. So you could do that. So I don't know if it'll let me add it. Let's try not to edit it. So now I'm going to read the next one, 13.1, and it's asking us to do quite a few things. In this case, we are they're asking us to record some of the transactions, and they're asking us to do a recurring transaction, and they're also asking us to create another recurring for 1/3 of $75. So that's they're asking us to do the transaction we just finished doing. So now my next one is to do 13.2, which I already show you the transfer, and create the recurring transfer, which I already did. Now let's go to my next skill. My next skill is 3.3, and it's asking you to do 4 things, and we have to check our balances too. So let's do the 3.3 first before we could get to anywhere. And what they're asking you to do a journal entry. So I'm going to click on my journal entry. The journal entry date is the February 28th, and it's on the 26th. It's my journal entry, and it is for rent expense, rent or prepayment. Again, they're asking us to do it. Let's see. I hope we did everything right. So they are saying in this Excel, use the recurring transaction to have all the transaction posted on June 30th. But before we can get to the June 30th, we have to do my transactions on the date they're asking us to do. So if I already had a recurring transaction, I don't need to do this. So what I will do is I will just I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to show you for the first one is all I have to do is change the date of it. So I'm going to say use this. This is a journal entry, and the date will be for this one will be for the month of February 28th, and this is the transaction. So I did the recurring transaction, and then I have to do another one for the March. So I will save and close. I will go one more time. I will use it, and what I wanted to do is now I wanted to do it for the month of March, and March has 31st, and it will be for the month of March. I will save and close, and I have to do one for March. I will save it, and I have to, oh sorry, I have to do one more for, well, not one more than that. I did March. Now I have to change the date to March, April, and April 30th. I have to go, I have to save and close, and then I have to go one more time. They told us to do it for up to the month of May, up to the month of June, yeah, month of June. So May, let's go to the month of May. May has 30th. I have done. Save and close. I go one more time, well, not one, two more time. May, I have to do the month of June, and June 30th, and then I have to save and close. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the month of for the store rent 2, which for you it will be for the $75 that we created. And then what I needed to do is starting the April, it was April 30th. I will do save and close. Then I have to do one for, I go here again, use it, and I have to do it for the month of May 31st. I did the month of May 31st. Then I have to do it the month of June. Save and close. Make sure your dates are right. I will go edit, use, and it will be for the month of June, and it is June 30th. And we will save and close. I hope I did all the dates correct. And we also have to do a loan payment, and it's a transfer for 206, and I will have to go here and I will say use it, and it's a transfer 206, and the money here will be for the month of May 15th. May 15th, 2006. And I think I forgot one of the, this is for the month of May. Save and close. I don't know if I done one for the month of April, so I will say save and close. Now I don't know if I did one for the month of April, because we will know what we did. So I don't remember if I done one for the month of April. So but let's do the other one more for the month of June. Save and close. I done that. 206. Then I have to do a recurring transaction. So now the recurring transaction that I had, I needed to go and this is for the loan payments. I'm gonna edit this. Already June 6th. I did not. June 16th. Okay, done through the month of June. So now what happens is that now I have a recurring transaction now here. So these are the list, and then what we wanted to do is remember what we did was we put it for 24 months. Now two payments are already done. So we if you were to see it, my next date will be the 15th, and that's what we're going to be doing the recurring transaction. So let's go to, I will have it, we could duplicate it or skip to the next stage, or we could use it when you're doing a use it. So if I were to do this, make a recurring transaction, now what we're going to do is this payment will be for a loan payment, and we wanted to loan payment, or we can edit the old one too if you wanted to. Oh, my caps lock is on. Loan payment, and we have to schedule it every month, and it's on the 15th of the month. It's asking us to, the book is asking you to do that, and your number should be exactly the same the way I have them, and it is for the July and July 15th. Come on, the date should be the 26th. And it is after, and now we have 22 occurrence. 22 occurrence are left. So I will save it, and we are done with everything that we had to do. So in this case, of course, I don't know which one I did it for. It doesn't really matter. So I have done what needed to be done. So let's go back to my checking. I have to check the numbers, and let's see if my numbers are what they're supposed to. They given us a balance in my, if I were to go to chart of accounts, let's go to my chart of accounts. I can go from here. I can click on my chart of accounts. So the balance in my let's do that. So the balance in my cash, your TD bank account should have a balance of $30.25 minus, which is right. The book is saying TD loan should be $45.32, which is right. And we have something called flour. I'm just going to put it in here. Let's see, prepaid expense should be so we have a Flour Ridge. Flour Ridge should be 5,000, which is good. And we also have a renovation. That should also be renovations, and that should be 5,000. The only one we have a problem with is prepaid expense. Something happened to my prepaid expense account. Maybe my because I did it with the students before, so I needed to delete one of the prepaid expense should be 0. So I think what I did was I did it with the students and I forgot to delete those ones. So your prepaid expense account should be 0 if your prepaid expense is there. So what I needed to do is I needed to go to the expenses and I needed to find an entry for the all the transactions, and I wanted to know the 550. So when you wanted to make sure your prepaid expense account is 0, if you look at it, there are 6 payments: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 payments, and the other ones are for your $75 is for the store rent that you're doing an adjusting entry. So you wanted to make sure that your numbers are correct. So the balances they're telling you, make sure you have those balances. In this case, they asked you to run your balance sheet. When they are asked to do a balance sheet, you could do a standard report, and they want you to do a standard report for profit and loss. They want you to do a custom for the balance sheet. I'm just going to do a standard report. And when you do a standard report for the balance sheet, what you're going to do is they're looking for the month from the to the date, fiscal quarter, this year. Well, if it's this year, you wanted to end at June 30th. So let's end at June 30th because that's when we just finished doing the transaction. When you do that, your TD account should have minus 350, and your prepaid expense account should be 0. Your flour, it should be 5,000. Your renovation should be 5,000. Your TD reno should be 4532, and your owner's equity should be 15,000. So that's what they're doing. They did not give me a check figure for profit and loss. So if everything else is right, this should be right. I'm going to stop here for chapter 3, and I'm going to do another recording for chapter 4, which is working with customers, and that's where we're going to be importing some of the files. So I'm going to pick up where we left off. At this point, I am going to stop my recording and then start with chapter 4. I'm only going to be doing the reinforcement skills, and I am going to do your applying your skills. Those are the ones that works with the beautiful bloom floral. If you need more practice, you can work with the company with your sample data files. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Take care and bye.